Hello, friends. It's Chapo.
That's just such part of our world that we forgot to bring it up until now.
I mean, the fact that there are hundreds or thousands of nuclear weapons just sort of floating in the atmosphere, sort of like the sword of Damocles over this gender utopia. I mean, I suppose that the gender thing has gotten better, but back in 2024, the shit sucked ass. It fucking sucked. I hated it. It seemed like the problems are only getting worse. I mean, did we fix anything? Do we have universal health care in America now? There's Zendaya regime?
Oh yeah, honey, yeah, we have universal health care.
Okay,
as long as you can prove that you're worth it.
Okay.
You know, and that's like pretty much based on how good your posts are. If you're a good poster,
on Lex. And of course, none of you will ever be allowed on Lex, as it's state-sponsored social media now.
Listen, if President Zendaya ships you with a new colon, then you get that new colon. And if not, no dice.
So do you submit to her? You go on her Instagram page or something and you DM her?
Well, President Zendaya, there's a number of him. Everyone has a President Zendaya in their home, because Zendaya is kind of an AI neural network, and so there's many clones of Zendaya that are like robot clones,
and you're required to subscribe monthly to your Zendaya.
Actually, if you look in that corner of the studio, I don't know if you noticed, but one of the President Zendaya drones is there right now,
watching,
but just like the lights in their eyes are off, so you probably didn't notice.
That's not at all horrifying to me. But I guess the other big problem, in the 2020s was this fucking the freaking Republican Party. I mean, fascism on the rise. So I mean,
yes,
it sounds like the Zendaya robot army and neural network has defeated fascism.
Yes, they have defeated fascism, mainly because the only party that we're able to vote for anymore is the true centrist Democratic Republican Libertarian Party,
who are not fascist.
They are not fascist. That's actually their big thing. Their slogan is "We're not fascist."
Yeah, that's their slogan. Okay. We're not fascists.
Well, that's pretty encouraging, honestly.
Yeah. I
don't really, it happened right before we went in, but obviously we've forgotten. We've been frozen all this time. Who won? Did Rael Warlock or Herschel Walker win? This is a big.
Herschel Walker won huge.
Yeah.
Okay, Herschel Walker won huge.
Big time.
All right. Matt, you were right. You were right. Okay. All right.
Herschel Walker won huge, mainly because it was revealed that he had literally millions of children throughout Georgia. And they all
voted for him.
Oh, wow.
They all did. Yeah. They all did. Yeah.
That's why you never
Did he swiftly punish his awful son, Christian, for father crimes?
Yeah.
Christian was
beat
punished.
His ass, and he chopped him really hard.
Yes, Christian was punished, and so in fact had a lot of kids in the future with Christian from that topping.
Yes, yeah. And we should note this isn't incest. When Christian Walker called Herschel Walker his daddy, he meant in a sexual way.
Herschel Walker impregnated Christian Walker over and over and over again.
Yes, and this actually isn't incest, because again, their last names are just coincidence, and Christian Walker was just calling in the classic gay sexual way, Dad. Yeah, baby, hit it.
Wow.
I have a question for you guys. Now that you're unfrozen and you're free, technically you have a lot of money, but you're not allowed access to any of it. What are you going to do with your lives moving forward? And I'm so sorry, we cannot give you the podcast back. Actually,
okay. Is Twitch still around? Do they still film people playing video games? Because now I want to play video games for the first time in my life.
Twitch is still around.
All right,
Twitch is still around, but you can only play educational video games, specifically a video game where Spider-Man climbs up a building solving simple multiplication programs for problems.
Okay, I can play that. No problem. People can watch me play that. That'll be what I do.
That's, cool. There is a lot of money in it too, actually. There's a lot of money in it.
So we have a pretty fun section of the show that we get to do every week. It's kind of one of the reasons this show still exists.
Yeah.
We review a young adult book every week and decide whether or not the author should be executed for being problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So we've got a very special book for our listeners today that we're reviewing. I'm sure they've all read it. It is John Green's 176th novel.
It's called The Pause,
of All Cinema. That's right, The Pause of All Cinema.
And you guys actually had the entire audiobook uploaded into your brains. Maybe they should have uploaded other information about the world, but just that.
They just did that for the podcast for entertainment purposes.
Just for the podcast.
Grace, do you want to tell our listeners at home who haven't read it the synopsis?
Yeah, but if you guys just think about it, you'll remember everything. But for our listeners, in case someone hasn't read it, which would be kind of an issue, I'll go through the synopsis. As all John Green stands, Greenie Meanies know, his new book, The Pause of All Cinema, is about Derek Eddy, the last teen projectionist in all of Cleveland, Ohio, who has child AIDS, aka leukemia. And he falls in love with a bisexual teacher who is actually also 17. So it's very complicated whether or not that's a problematic relationship, because she graduated college at 15 and then became a teacher. So it's his AP lit teacher who doesn't know the power of cinema, but he convinces her, and as they do, they fall in love. But now, because she with him, a underage student, even though she's also underage, that cancels it out because she doesn't have cancer and he does. So she is set to be executed in the town square. Will he be able to save her? No, she's killed. So that's the basic gist of the novel.
Okay.
The premise.
That's the
premise of the novel.
Okay.
That's not the full story. That's just the premise.
That's
There's side characters and stuff. Like there's a classic gay best friend character who's killed for dating a 16-year-old when they're 18. So a lot of people die. It's kind of a bloodbath.
So basically, what you're saying to me is that the culture and society I now find myself in, the number one issue that people really, that the law and society and all art is concerned with is age gaps in relationships.
Pretty much,
that is right. Well, you've got that right.
Politically, culturally, socially, artistically.
How good are the okay? I understand the Russia-Ukraine war is still going on. I don't know about any wars America's fought in the last 25 years, but like how good are the records? I'm a little concerned about this because like how good are the records from like 2024? I mean, like I'm talking about birth certificate of certain.
Oh wait!
Certain people.
Because when Zendaya took the presidency, he did clear the slate. Because if not, he himself would have been canceled, and possibly and by his own laws executed for his relationship with a now 18-year-old Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be retroactively canceled for being with the love of my life who's dead now.
Those are all
thanks for telling me that, by the way.
You've got a clean slate.
Okay.
You've got a clean slate, honey. But yeah, for instance, the U.S. went to war with France, and pretty much as soon as Zendaya instituted power because of Macron.
Because Zendaya really
because of Macron's inappropriate
because
relationship.
Of the yes,
with his, he's married, and so we liberated Macron from that relationship, and Zendaya actually cracked her neck like at the end of Man of Steel, Macron's wife.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a lot to take in. I mean, it's tough. Like around the time I was frozen, I was in a beautiful relationship with a 22-year-old. We had just celebrated our 5-year anniversary. But I want to show up. I want to show up to podcasts because that's the thing I was known for before being frozen.